Based upon everything we know to date, which is little to nothing, it is more than likely that the attempted assassination on Donald Trump was an inside job. Clearly, people in the Biden-Harris administration wanted President Trump dead. There's no question. Let me repeat that. Clearly, people in the Biden-Harris administration wanted Trump dead. They created the condition for it to happen. Obviously, little to no security in Butler, Pennsylvania, when a guy took a shot, a young kid, 20 years old, at the president. Nobody can explain exactly how he got there. No one can explain why nothing was done to prevent it. No one can explain why President Trump was allowed to take the stage. It's clear that the Biden-Harris administration, call it a regime, wanted him dead. Now, can you depend on the FBI to investigate this? Obviously not. The FBI has been corrupted along with Maine Justice, my once proud alma mater. The FBI covers everything up. The FBI is corrupt at the top. They're good agents, of course. They should frankly resign and get the hell out of there. But the fact is, the higher-ups at the FBI, from Christopher Wray on down, the director who we've sued for January 6th, Wray says, well, maybe he wasn't hit by a bullet. Maybe it was shrapnel. Why is he trying to diminish what happened? Because the FBI knows what happened. In fact, American agencies have known about a number of assassinations, but have kept it from the American people. Whether it's John F. Kennedy in the early 1960s, if you go to the Dallas School Book Depository, you'll see a plaque there. It says Harvey Oswald, alleged assassin of John F. Kennedy. That's never been explained. Then you go further with regard to Ronald Reagan, President Reagan. Why did some kid, who liked an actress, try to kill President Reagan? Cover it up, of course. Then go further. Go to the Olympic bombing with Richard Jewell. Cover it up. Go to the anthrax attacks after 9/11. The FBI tried to pin it on two innocent people. One of them committed suicide as a result. Then go to what's going on with regard to Las Vegas, the Stephen Paddock. He kills tens of people, perhaps hundreds. I forget the exact number at casino out there, shooting down at them, allegedly. The FBI raids his apartment in Mesquite, Nevada, takes all the evidence out. We don't find out what happened. It's been covered up. No motive. Never a motive for anything. Most people believe Jim Garrison, was the famous DA in New Orleans that uncovered that the CIA was responsible for the death of John F. Kennedy. The CIA at that time, in the early 60s of 1962, believed that Kennedy was weak on communism, particularly after he cut a deal with Khrushchev over Cuba. These things happen from within. They don't happen by accident. And we knew in this case with regard to Donald Trump that the Iranians had sent a hit squad to the United States. That's been admitted. So let's take this likely hypothetical. Let's say that the Iranians trained this kid, Crook. Suppose they put him up to it. Suppose money is in the coffers of either him or, for that matter, somebody else at this point in time, or for other reasons that they converted him to their brand of Islam or whatever it may have been. This obviously is something which is more than likely. And even if not, why didn't the FBI, the CIA, the other intelligence agencies, and of course Secret Service take precautions to protect President Trump? Answer: the Biden-Harris regime wanted him dead. So I pledge to you, as the head of Freedom Watch, as someone who doesn't take what the government says with any credibility. They say about lawyers, how do you tell a lawyer's lying? If he's moving his mouth. Well, I'm a lawyer. I can tell you that. I deal with them every single day. And I can deal with corrupt judges every single day as well. Lawyers tend to occupy these positions, but it's not just lawyers. It's our government, which is corrupt top to bottom. It's corrupt to the core. And the senators can scream on Capitol Hill. They had a hearing today, berating the new Secret Service guy. And, he didn't know anything either. He was a complete disgrace. No one's been fired. Good questions, but no answers. I pledge to you, as the head of Freedom Watch, that I will be the new Jim Garrison. We will pursue this to the very end until we find out exactly what happened here. And when it does, all hell is going to break loose peacefully and legally. In this country, we have a government which is beyond the pale. It's far worse than leading up the days and months and years leading up to 1776. It is evil. It is pure evil. And the court jesters on Capitol Hill, all they do is rake in money for their fundraising and pontificate. If the past is a prologue, nothing will happen and this will be covered up. And let me give you a little side note. Remember the release of the Dobbs decision, the Roe v. Wade decision that eliminated Roe v. Wade, that vacated that overturned it from the Supreme Court? Have we ever found out who was responsible? Covered up as well. Resulted in the near death of Justice Brett Kavanaugh and others who were under threat. Supreme Court doesn't want it out. They knew what happened. This is our government. It's a lying bunch of sons of bitches that don't represent the American people. It is a disgrace. And we, the American people, must rise up and do it for ourselves peacefully and legally. So go to freedomwatchusa.org. Contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We're unafraid. And excuse the French, but we're not going to take this shit anymore, because that's who these people are. They're worthless, and they're frankly a disgrace and criminals. That's who they are. So to get it straight, we, the American people, must rise up, and we must do it for ourselves peacefully and legally. Join me at freedomwatchusa.org. Contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We need more lawyers, more investigators, more paralegals. We need to stand up for the rights of the American people, because yesterday, whether you like President Trump or not, it was him. He was the potential victim. Tomorrow, it is you and your loved ones. Thank you for listening to me. Remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. But watch what we do. The assassination of Donald Trump will be investigated by Freedom Watch. Actually, send us some names that you might want for the task force that we're going to have. I'll pick one. I'll make some suggestions. Contact me at leclayman@gmail.com, because we must get to the bottom of this. This is perhaps the worst example of government lying, deceit, and criminality that we have seen in many, many years. And that's saying a lot. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America.